It's a balance between like owning your blessings and your success and the path that you've been on and the things that you went through to get what you have, and remembering where they came from. I think when you're living in your purpose and you're blessed enough to feel like what you're doing every day is something that you're supposed to be doing, that's a blessing, and you got to live in that, and all the other things around it start to make it complicated. And but I think the success and stuff just magnifies who you really are. I think about legacy a lot. When you think about things you want to be a part of, and not just a flash in the pan, something that's going to stand, withstand the test of time, that's going to be around longer than my physical body is. Life's short. So you think about how you want to be remembered. Who did I help? Who did I put on? Who did I nudge in the right direction so they can achieve their dreams? Those are things that I think about, a lot.
For me, I never had a plan B. Once I didn't go to college and I moved out to LA, I was like, man, this is it. This is all I really got. There was one moment in my life, I remember right when I was going to Jack in the Box, trying to get a job, I gave my last check of everything, my savings, everything. I had nothing left. I was like, cool, this is it. And I was like, if it doesn't happen this month, I'm going back home to Jersey and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure it out. I love food. I might, become a chef or something like that, whatever. Something I could do every day and love. I love to eat, whatever. And then I booked Red Tail. So that was a bad story, whatever. That was my moment of saying, F it. It was like, okay, cool, this is all I got. After this, it's over. If it doesn't work out, I'm moving back to LA. And in that moment of me saying that and like thinking that, I got the job that gave me the opportunity to stay in LA just a little bit longer. Then after that, it was just like things just started to flow. So that's like the mix between how I feel about that moment of like telling somebody like, hey, it's time to give up, and then my moment of being like, hey, maybe it's my time to give up.
I don't mind going to like hunt for my food. I think it's fun, that competition. And I know as one point in time where I really hated it, and then I started to become more confident, and I guess small successes built up your confidence. And now then you don't really mind going to auditions anymore. It's just like,
once I saw opportunity in, there was no plan B. So you have to start to strategize a bit and start to daydream and manifest and think about the things you want to do. Or if I ever get the opportunity, this is how I'll do it. And I just stuck to the plan, and obviously plans change and they evolve as new opportunities and situations arise. But, the core of what I was trying to do kind of remained the same. Watching, Denzel and Will Smith and Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio, watching these guys and the choices that they were making and how people were receiving them. And I just always wanted to be an example or have a career where people looked at and been like, he's doing it the right way.
I could meditate and pray anywhere. I could be in an airport. I could be in the shower, sitting there. I sit down with the water running over me. And for me, that's my calm. That's my moments where I'm not on my phone. I have to worry about it ringing, who's texting me. I have to worry about somebody knocking on the door. Mike, I need you for this. No, that's my time. And I sit down there and I focus on it. And I think that helps me in business situations. It helps me with negotiations. It helps me with building companies and producing. Producing is what? Connecting the dots, connecting people, connecting projects and ideas and making them work into one thing. So that means you have to convince or you have to get people, individuals to all believe and buy into one dream. You know what I'm saying? And feel like it's beneficial for them. Honestly and genuinely. It's not manipulation. It's not like maliciously trying to take advantage of anything. It's imposing your will and with the greatest of intent to see something through to the finish line. And that's something that I've always kind of focused on from a young age, and I feel like it helped me out a lot in my industry and personally. So I got a strong group of women in my life that tell me what's up. Getting in certain situations, they always kind of keep me grounded and confident in who I am, because they know me, regardless of what the media or whatever wants to spin it into some other. They know me, they know my heart, they know what I'm about. So when it comes to like choosing roles, it's like, okay, is this dope? Is this dope? I've been legit fortunate to have great people around me, and I kind of set the tone as I don't need no yes men around me. Like I need people to tell me like it is. Like we all collectively have this goal in mind of what could be.
if we just stick to the plan and be patient and strategic, and that's kind of always what it's been.
Focus on the things that you want to have happen. You know, the thing about meditation and being very spiritual is trying to be in line with the universe, with vibrations, with what's going on in the outside world. So it's like, you know, for me, learning how to send my energy off into the world to accomplish the things that I want to see happen. So when I step out there, when I leave my home, when I step out into the world, it's already working. You know what I'm saying? My energy is already out there laying the groundwork for me to just to walk in. And then when I get there, a lot of the work's already been done for me because I already sat there, I meditated on it, I put it out on the universe. I imposed my will on the universe.
I'm a workaholic. I'm obsessed with what I do, you know, to the top level. I don't really have that much of a social life because I'm always like working and conspiring on, you know, how to make something work. How do I put the pieces together? It's something that I really, really, truly care about.
I think everything within moderation, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe that. But if you didn't go through that time in your life where you were working hard and feeling like you had to put those hours in the gym, if you put those hours in the studio and be around your craft, how could you have the work ethic that you have now and have the mind to know that I want to work a little bit less or I could work smarter and not as hard? You know, because so many people are lazy nowadays. Nowadays, you have your phone. We're in a culture where nobody really works hard. They have instant success. They could do a video right now that goes viral and the next week and they're famous and they have money and they get money for posts and they can survive off that. So it's like, I think we live in a society nowadays where hard work is lost.
And that realization of, you know, mortality and people move on and life goes on, you know, and people might forget about you in moments of time. Doesn't mean that you're not important. Doesn't mean that the love or that bond or that relationship wasn't there. It just, there's the reality of that. So that fear is something that I think in moments pushes you to make your life worth it, you know, to make every moment count, to leave something behind that you could be proud of, that other people could look to and be, you know, inspired by. I know me, I'm learning things for the first time that a lot of my family hasn't had the opportunity to be exposed to. So that pressure of knowing that and not caring about it, I think is irresponsible. So, you know, yeah, there's a motivation of, yeah, I want these nice things, or yeah, I want to be comfortable. But it also comes in as like, yo, I can't even enjoy this comfort if my family's not straight. Like, what do I look like living here, feeling like this, having these things?
It would mean nothing.
If they don't have that and are able to share these experiences with me. And then it trickles down to the bigger picture of like, you know, when I do have kids, when I do have, you know, grandchildren and this and that, and how do I make sure that they don't have to burden the things that I've had to experience growing up and starting over and having, you know, just all those things. I never chased money. Like, money has never been my thing. It's always been like, I want to like build something. You know what I'm saying? I want to build something that lasts forever. How do I become leading man? It's like, okay, cool. I got to like do projects that's constantly put me in this light, or like moving me in such a way where I'll always be respected in a certain sense. You know what I mean? And I never wanted to play stereotypical roles, you know? And even the ones that I did play, they stood the test of time. How do I become universal? That's always been my thing. Is like, I wanted to be universal. I wanted to be international. International is kind of something I've always thought about. Why doesn't the stereotype of black films or black actors don't travel overseas? Something really bothered me. And I was like, damn, well, how do I get around that? It's a fine line between being passionate, obsessed, and like never giving up on your dream, and being realistic about certain things. It's weird because you almost have to be insane a little bit to have such blind faith in something that you can't see. There have been times where people give up right before they about to get whatever they need to get. Like, damn, you right there, you right on the door. And it's always the toughest when you're like right there, when you're about to say, I'm about to walk away. But then if you would have kept going just a little bit longer, everything would have opened up for you. So it's like it's a real fine line between, you know, walking your path and saying that I'm done. For me, there comes a point where you got to be real with yourself. Also look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Let me figure out what is for me. And then, you know, once you're going down that path, you rarely go down one path and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and this is the end all be all. You go down a path, and then as you're walking, you might get pushed this way or pushed that way. That might end up being your calling. You know, like you try, you know, you shoot for the stars, you know, but if you miss, you're still up in that space, you know. So like you got to just, you know, you got to have trust in yourself and just go for it.